Recording's rolling. It is Tuesday, October 7th. Let you guys work more on the Centripetal force lab today. Gather data. It's not, but here, let me round back around to this. So here's some things going on later this week because this is a little bit weird week. There's a PSAT coming up on Thursday. There is testing in this room, so my first 4 classes are relocated. You guys have that relocation? Okay. This information, actually, all the relocation information for all the classes is in an Excel file on Google Classroom. So is the testing information. If you might be testing it, if you're 10th grade, all that information has been on Google Classroom for about a week. Now, if you are relocated, what I really want you guys to do is to open up your laptops in your relocation room and work on AP Classroom Unit 2, because there's a bunch of stuff in Unit 2, including everything we've been doing for the last 3 weeks. So you guys can probably answer most of these questions by now. Right? Maybe not finish it, that's okay. But I bet you can answer a bunch of them. Right? At least read the questions that involve question. Yeah.
Where is it space for that MCQ?
The due date is not this coming Monday, which is a holiday anyway, but the Monday after that. Yeah. Okay, so whatever. Here, that would be. Okay, I think the 20th. I think put it on Monday the 20th. That's the due date. Monday the 20th. All right, we're coming up on the end of quarter one. End of quarter one. Okay, guys. Your guys' take-home quizzes were due yesterday. Some of them didn't get turned in yet. So if I get them all today, then I'll be able to get your quizzes back to you by tomorrow, and then you can do corrections, and the corrections will go in before the end of the quarter. If I don't get them all by the end of today, then, well, I could probably put it in corrections, but not until quarter 2. So it'd be like the bonus on quarter 2 is how it would pace out. Right? I've done that in the past. So it depends if I get all the quizzes in by today or not. Right. Also, going on this Friday, there are some meetings in the auditorium for juniors and seniors. So it splits like this. So juniors period 1 and 2, this is my last name. So half you guys, and then seniors in periods 3 and 4. So what I've been told this about for juniors is related to class ranks, and seniors is related to caps and gowns. So I think it's through Jocelyn, it's something like that. So yeah. Now what are we doing in this class on Friday? I do have a few ideas I'm kicking around, but I have to kind of play it one day at a time here. Okay. Also, yesterday I did recommend that you guys watch Vsauce spinning. I showed you guys about like 30 seconds of this. I did post the link to Google Classroom. It's about 17 minutes long, but it's really comprehensive, and even touches on some topics that we won't get to for a few hours in here. Okay. All right, so back to this. Yesterday, you guys rigged these up. I got a pipe, string, a couple Play-Doh canisters. You can pop different masses in there, make sure these are secured. Okay? And then wheels around like this. And there are these 4 variables that are being juggled around. So there's the hanging weight, which is providing the tension of the string. So the tension of the string is equal to this weight down here. Right? There's the swinging mass. Right? So guys, if you see mass out of context, just mass or like 1 over mass or something on the table, which one is it talking about? The swing one or the hanging one? The swinging one. It's got to be the swing one. Okay? Because the hanging one I care about the weight. Right? The swing one I care about the mass. Right? Right. Oh, what's this radial size? Right. So again, I mentioned this yesterday. This we're saying again. This is one of these labs that if you're really careful about your measurements, for example, with the stopwatch and maintaining this radial size. If you say the radius is 50 centimeters, make sure it's about 50 centimeters. So make it like, oh, it gets interesting, it gets smaller, it gets bigger. Okay. If you're really careful about collecting your data, then the graphs, when we get to graphs, come out really, really nice, and the equation come together. Right. On the other hand, if you aren't careful about the data, especially this radius, then the graphs won't make any sense. Right. And finally, the speed, v, or sometimes I call it tangential velocity. Right, like if you point a radar gun at how fast it's going. Okay. Right, so there are these 4 variables. What's the connection? Right, so I think we did some hypothesizing yesterday. Like, well, if I change this, how could that adjust the? And the way I'm here in this lab is everybody's relating everything to this v right here. So I split you guys up into these different experimental groups. Right, and you guys have this table of data. Now, the goal for today is I want you guys to finish collecting your data, and you'll be able to make the graphs for your own team. So, okay, so depending on which team you had, you could either do these 2 graphs, you could do these 3 graphs, or you could do these 2 graphs, depending on which team you're in. Tomorrow, sorry, one more thing, is finish the AP style write-up for AP. Right, so yesterday I narrowed the question to, instead of all 4 variables being juggled, just narrow it down to either B versus one of these other 3. Okay. Everybody has the same measuring equipment. You got a meter stick, a stopwatch, and the triple B balance. Right? And it helps you guys with the first step of the procedure, with the setup. Right. So today you write the rest of the procedure also. The analysis is the graphs, and the conclusion is going to be the master equation when we bring everything together. All right, so I think that's all I need to tell you guys in recap. So go ahead, take the rest of the class to gather your data, make the graphs that you can make, and finish your AP style write-up. And we'll put the rest of the graphs together as a whole class. All right. And I'll walk around and help you guys out.